electrum, a naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver but of variable precious metal value. The royal lion symbol stamped on the coin, similar to a seal, was a declaration of the value of the contents. Lydia was an Iron Age kingdom of Western Asia Minor located generally east of ancient Ionia in the modern western Turkish provinces of Uşak, Manisa, and inland Izmir. The ethnic group inhabiting this kingdom are known as the Lydians, and their language, known as Lydian, was a member of the Anatolian branch of the Indo-European language family. The capital of Lydia was Sardis. The kingdom of Lydia existed from about 1200 before Christ to 546 before Christ. At its greatest extent, during the 7th century before Christ, it covered all of western Anatolia. In 546 before Christ, it became a province of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, known as the satrapy of Lydia or Sparta in Old Persian. In 133 before Christ, it became part of the Roman province of Asia. Phaleolithic flute. During regular archaeological excavations, several flutes that date to the European Upper Paleolithic were discovered in caves in the Swabian Alb region of Germany. Dated and tested independently by 2 laboratories in England and Germany, the artifacts are authentic products of the Aurignacian archaeological culture. The Aurignacian flutes were created between 43,000 and 35,000 years ago. The flutes, made of bone and ivory, represent the earliest known musical instruments and provide unmistakable evidence of prehistoric music. Stromatolites or stromatolites from ancient Greek are layered sedimentary formations or microbialite that are created mainly by photosynthetic microorganisms such as cyanobacteria, sulfate-reducing bacteria, and Pseudomonidota. These microorganisms produce adhesive compounds that cement sand and other rocky materials to form mineral microbial mats. In turn, these mats build up layer by layer, growing gradually over time. This process generates the characteristic lamination of stromatolites, a feature that is hard to interpret in terms of its temporal and environmental significance. Different styles of stromatolite lamination have been described, which can be studied through microscopic and mathematical methods. A stromatolite may grow to a meter or more. Fossilized stromatolites provide important records of some of the most ancient life. As of the Holocene, living forms are rare. The Rossetta Stone been created around 186 before Christ and is a stele or stone of granodiorite inscribed with 3 versions of a decree issued in 186 BC during the Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt on behalf of King Ptolemy V Epiphanes. The top and middle texts are in ancient Egyptian using hieroglyphic and Demotic scripts, respectively, while the bottom is in ancient Greek. The decree has only minor differences across the 3 versions, making the Rosetta Stone key to deciphering the Egyptian scripts. The stone was carved during the Hellenistic period and is believed to have originally been displayed within a temple, possibly at size. It was probably moved in late antiquity or during the Mamluk period and was eventually used as building material in the construction of Fort Julian near the town of Rashid Rosetta in the Nile Delta. It was found there in July 1799 by French officer Pierre-François Bouchard during the Napoleonic campaign in Egypt. It was the first ancient Egyptian bilingual text recovered in modern times, and it aroused widespread public interest with its potential to decipher this previously untranslated hieroglyphic script. Lithographic copies and plaster casts soon began circulating among European museums and scholars. When the British defeated the French, they took the stone to London under the terms of the capitulation of Alexandria. The Dead Sea Scrolls are a collection of 800 manuscripts found in 11 caves just 2 kilometers inland from the Dead Sea and in the vicinity of Khirbet Qumran, an ancient settlement in the West Bank. The texts are some of the earliest known Hebrew biblical documents and date over a 700-year period before the birth of Jesus Christ. They've provided incredible insight for biblical translators, shining a light on what the Bible was like 2,000 years ago and how it was put together by various individuals over many years. Most of the manuscripts are written in Hebrew, with some written in Aramaic, for example the Son of God text, in different regional dialects, including Nabatean, and a few in Greek. Discoveries from the Judean desert add Latin from Masada and Arabic from Khirbet al-Murd. Most of the texts are written on parchment, some on papyrus, and one on copper. Though scholarly consensus dates the Dead Sea Scrolls to between the 3rd century before Christian era and the 1st century Common Era, there are manuscripts from associated Judean desert sites that are dated to as early as the 8th century before Christian era and as late as the 11th century Common Era. Bronze coins found at the same sites form a series beginning with John Hyrcanus, a ruler of the Hasmonean kingdom in office 135, 104 before Christian era, and continuing until the period of the First Jewish-Roman War about 66, 73 Common Era, supporting the paleography and radiocarbon dating of the scrolls.